ultimately
fearless, right? So
yeah, true.
We're gonna be somewhat hamstrung.
Does certainly call for a lane swap. That's absolutely true.
Yeah. Otherwise,
Please, goodness gracious.
Yeah.
Final ban for T1. It is going to be Rakan.
I can't believe Rakan is still... Which also signals that they don't know for sure that this is going to be elite support. It could also theoretically go towards Peanut, particularly with the fact that he's flanked by most likely 280 laners.
And even though she is like out of the meta almost completely these days for quite some time, as that's Diana.
Ooh, I actually think Diana is in a great spot right now.
Wait, does that mean that they just last pick Yasuo and T1 has to pick it away if they want to avoid the Diana Yasuo?
Oh boy.
Because then you can set up Yasuo with Aatrox Qs and stuff. And oh my god, that would be so fun. I think it might even be bad, but like it's fun. My goodness. Okay, Faker is going to go back to one of his most iconic picks. Every pick is one of Faker's most iconic picks, but this one's the Ahri. He's got that really cool skin on this champion.
What is the jungler going to be?
Well, I mean, Lee Sin is banned. Talon is a champion, but Nocturne is too. See what Oner does want to pick up.
Yeah, also got to look for your matchup into Diana, right? I think Diana is actually, as mentioned, in a pretty solid spot right now. Can kind of go the Bruisery build that we've seen a lot, where you go Leandris, Riftmaker, and then you can even go Unending Despair. As
Viego, this feels like a risk.
Viego also got nerfed on this patch. His AD actually took a big hit. I want to highlight though, if there is a Viego, this is a Viego draft, right? Like
I mean, it was always Yasuo. It was always Yasuo. We knew that.
Yeah. The funniest part is that if the Aatrox wasn't there, I'm like, they can even have Zeus play Yasuo. But it's gonna be set.
I mean, they said we want to find the lane domination with the Caitlyn Karma, but this Diana Yasuo, we used to see Showmaker and Canyon abuse this pairing so often. G2 fans obviously very aware of it as well. Let's dive onto the Rift and see whether it works here in the LCK Cup. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are here, ready to witness the Peanut Zeka Diana Yasuo combination for the first time. Bit of fun. It's a nice debut that we get here in game number 4. HLE, if they manage to win here, they will be staying in the LCK Cup, and T1 will be knocked out. Whew. And we will see them again in the LCK when it starts up.
We have the wards being put down here. And yeah, I mean, HANWHA Live won the lane swap, right? Like that's kind of the takeaway here. Interestingly enough, they might end up just not having Zeus in the lane at all, and instead just have him do the same thing where he lanes mid with Zeka for a little bit, and then once the threat of a certain dive, it's funnily enough, like with Karma Kate, it's not even going to be the elite situation where you're like, oh, I'm level 1 and full health, and no, you'll get poked down, and you won't get able to ever even dream about seeing a wave. As Doran should also know that this is happening and is respecting as such, so good for him.
Yep. Viper going to be moving in, has that fleet footwork, just in case the Caitlyn lane was a thing that he had to deal with. Going to sacrifice the first wave of minions there as well, as the Cocoon is pretty good there. Delight getting his eye in effectively.
Yeah, I think he would try to get some experience, but didn't. As Zeus is... Whoa, what is he doing? There is a lot of vision here, so T1 is aware of this.
Yep.
I think Zeus may be trying to like harass Oner. Doesn't know he's toward the top side, or he's trying to,
he's trying to get around him to get towards this minion wave and possibly soak some XP, but looks like Smash and Keria want to just be spending some time behind it.
Yeah, they know he's towards the top side of the map, right?
Yep.
Zeka is also here, but like Oner is just going to hit level 3, and unless? Yeah, there you go.
Well, that was a bit sneaky. Oner moves into the mist and is going to be able to walk away with his prize.
Peanut is also...
He's very low.
Quite low, so I'm not sure about the dive here. Counter-Strike's available. Oh!
That's a really nice Cocoon. A late Counter-Strike, and they're just able to wait it out. The last tick of Ignite, not quite enough there, but Viper just going to get delivered a kill. Fleet footwork makes him real speedy as the turret gets real mad. Man, they are so dangerous, but he's able to take a couple at full health. and he'll be backing away. So that is first blood going over to HLE, a decent start.
Yeah, the fact that Doran doesn't even get to really utilize his counter-strike there, really nicely done by Delight. No fear, just ends up finding himself his cocoon. As you can see, Doran just gets clipped. All the damage already comes down by the time he counter-strikes. Ignite comes through, Peanut finds a Q as well, and then Viper very leisurely just walks up. Takes 2 turret shots, as we see, is a little scary, but nothing too crazy there. Didn't even have to use the power of Elise, right? Didn't even have to use the E and use that dive potential, as now we do have them matched towards the top side of the map as thank you, Spider, says Delight, as that tanks the
And also
W
thank
from
you,
Oner.
Scryer's Bloom, as that allows him to repel out of there. Nicely done. Keria not quite finding the damage there with the Mantra Q. Faking out, trying to stand his ground against Zeka, who is...
Oh, Delight's here, he has flash.
Yeah. Peanut's turning up as well. It's a little bit early for the Yasuo-Diana combo. Still, they are going to be trying to push Faker out of this lane, and so far Zeka has actually done a great job as far as farming things out.
Oh, this might be an opportunity here for T1. That's Viper just alone underneath the turret. And Delight is on his way, but...
He's going to be on full vision as well as he does move up here. He's waiting for someone to turn up.
Yeah, he has flash.
Oh, let's see.
Gonna go for it.
Cocoon's going to land, and it does! That is 3 in a row for Delight, and another kill for HLE. And Viper has been able to deal with these minion waves up until now. Let's see whether T1 can actually answer back, because now Viper, let's see what you can get done here. He's got Exhaust as they're trying to tank this up. The Frostbomb value is gigantic. So far, he's not flashes out of the Peacemaker, but they're now trying to wait for this to reset. Oner's underneath the turret, and will he go down? The answer's no. Enough movement speed to get himself out of there. And I believe a teleport was interrupted as Zeka didn't actually... No, he did. He made it up there.
Yeah,
I just didn't see the Yasuo join.
It's turtle port.
It was a turtle port, so yeah, it took a while.
Took a good amount of time there. So what effectively happens there is they sacrifice Viper to get a kill on Zeka. Now, given how this composition plays out, I'm not too mad about it. I think Zeka being ahead means that you both gain an immeasurable threat in the side lane.
And their side lanes, like the 1-3-1 for this comp is pretty silly, with Zeus on his Aatrox as well. Known to be relatively good at this champion, if 2023 said anything about it.
Yeah, I do recall him winning an award of such.
Yeah.
Something of the sorts.
I think you were there.
Yeah.
We both were.
As Viper, I think plays this as well as reasonably could be expected. Unfortunately, eventually does get hit by the CC chain. And right, like there's the combination of the Karma's roots, then followed up by the
Keria's shield there was
trap.
absolutely fantastic of making sure that Oner survives.
Yeah, and I don't think they go for that if they don't know where Delight is. So Delight showing on mid, I think, is actually what caused that. As
all right, Delight now in trouble here as there's the last breath. Taking matters into his own hands, just takes down the jungler. No resets now for T1 as HLE is kind of split here as they do focus on the Grubs. Viper, yep, don't move up there, and he doesn't. And that is going to be all of the Grubs secured here by HLE. They grab themselves the portion of a feat of strength as Cocoons are connecting all over the shop. Delight, man. This Game 4 performance is absolutely absurd.
And it's extra cool because this is a guy that, as good as he is, as well regarded as he is, multi-time LCK champion, is known not for this, it's for his engaged supports. It's for his ability to carry team fights on champions like Rel, Rakan, Alistar. And yet here we are, witnessing him kind of run circles in the early game. 100% kill participation has been on point with these Cocoons.
And look at where the kills have gone.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's 2 kills for Zeka. It's like he's put money into the pockets of the correct people.
Yeah. And as they, you know, a T1 3-2 predictor, and I'm known to take my predictions very seriously.
Yes.
I do hope that T1 finds some of the skirmishing power, and there is always the threat of Elise falling off. But when also bookended by having a Diana Yasuo on your team, it does complicate things. Good amount.
Yeah, so far, the right start for HLE.
If they get a double on this bot lane...
Yeah, Smash in a lot of trouble. Moonfall up and available here for Peanut, but is going to let them live for now.
Zone him off of the full wave, though. Faker can't TP. Oner's on his way, but This
a lot of
is,
plates as well. Zeka. Yeah, wind wall going to be blocking a little bit here. Oner trying to move on up, but the 4-man unit of HLE is standing strong.
They really want to get towards
cheeky
this
knocker. Doesn't press the button as there's a moonfall. There's the combo. Keria taken down first here, but you can see they're focusing on Zeka. They'll be able to take him down. Smash. Free hitting as Viper just Valkyries his way out. Oh no. Not quite able to catch up, and now Faker gets over the wall, finds the charm onto Viper. The Heartbreaker is exactly that for HLE as Viper goes down. And it is a 2-for-1 trade. Teleport immediately as Doran is going back towards this bottom lane. And Zeus doing the same thing. Great strike back here for T1.
And a necessary one at that. If this Viego falls further behind, I think the game very quickly becomes unplayable. And I gotta really, little too much there, HANWHA Live. If that play comes through immediately, I think it's fine. As we go back to some happier times. Very nicely done here. The combination of Zeka together with the Elise able to get the kill, that's great. Going in for this ulti on Keria though, that's just one guy. Like, we can't do that. When we know that with how long we've been sitting here, the response is going to be there, then Faker fails the initial dash, fortunately has 2 extra, still gets on top of Viper, and again, Oner picking up these kills I think is huge. Any Viego comp will stand or fall by how big of a threat he is when he starts resetting, so him getting the kills is big, also means that Smash isn't as deep in the hole as he was before. It's not enough. HANWHA Live I think is still looking good in this game, but it means that the chances of a game 5 remain alive.
Absolutely.
If they get a double kill there and like Smash and Keria lose out on all those waves, and that's just it, I think HANWHA just run away with the game.
The problem is that if T1 get them like a foothold in this game at all, I'm looking at a late game here that HLE are going to really struggle to do anything in, right? The way that this comp scales, the range advantage that Smash has is going to be hard for HLE to mitigate. Of course, they have a lot of dive potential, but if T1 can ever get any of these Oner Faker resets, it's going to be absolutely crazy. The amount that these champions can do just in general, their value later in the game is exceptionally high.
There's also who on these two teams can face check a brush. Yeah, and it's not a lot of people, and I think that is always when you look at comps like that, it's always going to create. Oh, Viper.
Yeah, Viper in a real rough spot here as he's looking to try and get out. Does flash, but Oner is going to follow him immediately. Cocoon going to miss, and that means the Viper is just destroyed. It's going to be Grubs taken here by HLE, but Viper, unfortunately, sort of chain dying in this mid game. And Smash reaping the rewards, taking down these plates on the bottom side. Zeka trying to clear up what he can, and will be able to do so, as he is, of course, the Yasuo. Dances around the wave quite nicely. But still a good sign for T1. If they can make Viper as irrelevant as possible, certainly going to help out. As I actually mistook Barrier for Exhaust earlier on, but the icon is just so similar now in my brain. I've struggled to cope.
I think it's the color.
Yeah.
I get it.
There's a slight adjustment. Anyway, wasn't able to utilize that effectively in order to keep himself alive.
Yeah, I did actually remember, and then I was like, oh, I gotta out, and then I completely forgot.
No, that's okay. I apologize to anyone who did pick it up and was frustrated by the fact that I didn't identify correctly.
No,
it was in fact Barrier.
All our viewers are nice. They would forgive you for such a minor transgression.
I'm sure. I don't want to assume that, and I think they do deserve an apology.
I will. I will assume that. Figure.
Oh, well, that's fine.
Yeah, I'm full of confidence and trust that people will.
You are generally that guy. You're a man full of confidence and trust. I mean, you're a trusting man. I don't know whether you're a full of confidence man.
I'm definitely not. But,
Smash going to be trying to siege against Viper once again. Viper having a rougher and rougher time, but is still keeping up in farm quite nicely. Has those 2 kills and is almost towards his Trinity Force. Not the end of the world here for the Corki by any means.
Oh, and these fights are going to be explosive. On one end, we have HANWHA Live, who I imagine the main goal is going to be try and get on top of 2 out of Smash, Oner, Faker. Keria is an easy target, but realistically isn't really your highest priority with the combo, right? Peanut is going to go in and try to get as many people in the ult as possible. Outside of that, it's probably going to come down to like Zeus getting a couple of resets in fights. I think that the HANWHA Live comp, as the T1 comp does, basically stands or falls by how is the initial setup. This is actually very reminiscent of how the game felt when it was like peak Viego era in like 2021.
Yep.
It's like whoever gets the initial stun, the Viego, the charm,
It's the first pick. Yeah.
it's the first pick into then snowballing that either into an objective or into an immediate win in the fight. So it's going to be a very twitchy game until one team gets a lead, and then I think the team, whichever doesn't have map control, just kind of struggles to do anything.
Zeka just chilling out here towards his bottom side, pinging on that bottom outer turret. See whether that is where they're going to be able to find their next avenue in. The one important thing here is that HLE are a team that does have a pretty nice 1-3-1 composition just as far as the comp is concerned, but they also have 6 Grubs. So that is most certainly a win condition, despite the slight nerf to how Grubs kind of work. And the Blade of the Ruin King is now done. Of course, not quite as much of a power spike as with his brother, but now Zeka going to be trying to dash around this one, and Peanut comes in. There's the last breath, and Doran getting taken down low. They were trying to kill him under the turret, though, and that was a mistake. Knockup will connect. It's a 1-for-1, but HLE, I don't think they're happy about that one.
HANWHA, you should know! Never underestimate Doran!
Exactly! He built him!
You see that Aurelia game? Do not think that this man is tilted! That's just Doran!
Oh, man.
They could have... Delight was on his way. That's the thing that kind of got me, is if they wait...
Yeah, they just
5
rushed
seconds. Delight's... And Peanut Flash as well. So you trade Flash for Flash, sure, but a 1-for-1 trade, and then T1 got the topside turret for their troubles.
And it's only 500 gold in it. This is absolutely insane. Still, feats of strength do go over to HLE, so I guess that they've got that as far as a slight advantage is concerned, but
yeah,
we haven't seen feats of strength really make or break.
Yeah, I did get a bit hypey there about Doran. They still got a turret, which not only gave them Sandals, but also because the gold was actually even earlier on, which is why we're looking at the gold lead the way it is right now. But 500 basically doesn't mean a whole lot. A lot of that is also on Elise.
Yep.
Symbiotic Souls getting close to be done here for Delight. I do want to highlight, though, hasn't died yet. And that's not how Beryl taught me that this is played. Is taking out a look, doesn't actually find the counter-strike, and obviously gets hit here.
Grandmaster's Might doing so much work, man. Mitigating so much. And does get tagged, but I think he's happy, although he doesn't look very happy. But I think he was happy with how that one went, to be perfectly honest.
Actually, I thought he cookied initially, but he actually didn't cookie until he already got the kill on the Peanut. So maybe if that ticking could have delayed it. I think he was always going to go down, though, as Faker has had a pretty silent one thus far. And realistically is just mostly going to exist as a tool for Oner to pop off.
And also will be resetting alongside him as well. I feel like a T1 fight will look really good as soon as they get that first kill. That's really just be orchestrated.
We can keep talking. It's just whoever gets any CC will blow up whichever target is CC and then kind of go from there. But it also means that having prio, having the ability to be at an objective first is a really big deal. As we now see, T1 actually still trying to contest this. That's interesting. I think it's definitely gone. Maybe an exit kill?
Well, I mean, that is a very dead Delight. So there's the way of the barrel coming on through there. Zeka trying to take down Doran once again, but he knows that that's a difficult task. Oner on the flank angle, and now Peanut's in so much trouble and will just be deceptively orbed to the face. That'll take down the Diana. And now they should be able to collect this Rift Herald. Oh man, I can hear these silver scrapes. They are echoing in the back of my mind, Chronicler.
Oh, an elimination series going all the way.
Oh my.
You did the stake setting at the top of day, Atlas, and it looks like...
And it was depressing from the outset, right? We had to say goodbye to one of these teams. And it's even more depressing now because they're playing so well or so weird and wonderful.
It makes it better. It heightens the drama.
There is definitely a lot of drama.
There is a lot of drama as Delight is unfortunately learning that he is a level 6 Elise against level 11 Jax. Doran, as always, with the steel mental. For me, though, what the crazy part is the fact that I really thought they were going to be too late on the play there. It's the teleport from Faker that comes in there. It's Doran harassing, and it's the rotation speed from Oner in particular, because I thought they were going to trade for Dragon. That's now the first time we see an actual gold lead here for T1. It's not on and done just yet. Whenever there's a Diana Yasuo in the game, I think we're always going to be very reluctant to call anything too early. But it is looking... Oh, Zeus. Oh, they don't know. They don't know.
Wait, yeah, Delight moving over as here is the flank angle for the Aatrox. The last breath not actually going to come on through as now Zeus is just flipping around the fight. The world ender might just be the end of the world here for T1 as Zeka avoids the charm by ulting Keria and taking him out. And HLE, after a horrible fight topside, head to the bottom lane and completely redo it.
And we criticized HANWHA Life for not knowing how to play around Doran, and now it's the same for T1. We've seen Zeus make these flanks before. He was on your team. He did that a lot.
He did.
Particularly on the Aatrox. Sets up the fight. Smash is taken out immediately, and without the consistent damage gone, and T1 scrambling. They will end up losing this dragon. Now, this is only the second dragon. It's not the end of the world, but it's Zeus with a wonderful flank here that forces the response. Delight also taking Keria out of the fight, meaning that there's no way for Smash to really stay alive. And you see as well, the side laners not ready. Faker, the charm misses, but also...
I mean, that was a reaction from Zekra, I think. It was well placed. But here's Zeus just talking about how good this angle is, and I think we all agree. Certainly looks nice. It's now not such a great angle. However, able to get himself out of there. Oner stunned up. He would be a perfect first target as Frost Bomb. Not quite enough. Peanut finds the E from out of nowhere. Keria trying to take the Diana for a walk, and that is going to cause Peanut to disengage. As Cocoon is going to land from max range. The repel gets Delight up into the air and out of harm's way. Oh, this is so dangerous. You can see the Jax looming. Doran is 100% the key component of T1 right now. He's so incredibly strong. He's what it feels like as Delight.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know. He doesn't know.
Oh, God. And he finds him again. The pesky spider is just going to be bonked. That's a lamppost. And I think, yeah, Spider not going to last long against the lamppost. Let's have a look at this replay once again. The face check is what Zeus really falls into.
And Zeus able to flash out nonetheless. And again, if you don't get the initial reset, even without Oner dying, that would have been rough. The fact that Faker has to flash is actually a really big deal there, as it will make the setup for a lot of subsequent fights a lot harder. And then we take a look here. So he just
jump scared.
No, and I actually thought that Yasuo spotted him, but he definitely didn't. I'm not 100% sure whether he needed to flash, because the light didn't have his. So I think it was...
He flashed the Cocoon.
Oh, there you go.
Make sure that he
to make sure that he gets the... Yeah, okay, good catch.
But I still don't know whether that was necessarily worth, because I think Delight just dies.
Yeah.
Still?
We'll see whether the lack of flash is going to be a problem for Doran. They definitely cannot do this. They're just trying to elicit a response, maybe get a TP from Doran, but he does not have his available. Top lane turret also looking mighty fine here, and will get taken down. I don't think T1 care too much about that, and the gold lead basically even at least 21 minutes in this game again.
I'll be close, so that ward actually just out of the control ward vision. They can see that Peanut is fighting this though, T1 with full information.
They need to retake control. Doran still doesn't have his TP available as the Herald is dropped.
All right, this is an interesting response. We'll see whether HLE actually react to it, as Smash has put up a bit of a wall around these little Otacon walls.
I think Otacon's gone.
Yeah, but they don't really care about that position. Oner trying to get in, he's almost in range. Finally steals it! T1 should be able to massacre the fight once again! Oner just rips it away from HLE! Oh, these smites have not really been going Peanut's way throughout this matchup in general, but Oner just keeps on doing it! That's Silver Scrapes right there. That was the moment. That's where we started hearing it. Oh, get your recorders out, everyone.
Woohoo! Game number 5 looking a lot better after that smite steal there by Oner. Able to dodge away. Doesn't get clipped by the Cocoon.
89 health.
Ult goes in. And Peanut tries to smite it at what, like 20?
I mean, they both basically smited at exactly the same time.
Yeah, but it goes the way of T1. And if it goes the other way, HANWHA Life probably win this game. We get the 3-1. Jonas strong. This is the pivot point that he saw. And it doesn't go the way.
And look at the T1 fans. Yeah, there was some understandable worry, but when that smite came in,
Oner.
saving me. And it's so poetic, isn't it? That Oner has been the guy for T1. Really, honestly, he's been the linchpin during this LCK Cup. And from a Baron steal in the last game to a Arakan steal here, and now rocketing them to a 5,000 gold lead. There was like nothing in it between both of these teams for this whole game, as Faker is going to be coming over, finds a charm, connects it onto Peanut, but now can they find the Wombo combo? That's the question. Already, they're trying to send them home, and a couple of them will be leaving, but that's not a real kill, and HLE are the ones that are falling by the wayside. Faker now trying to utilize this buff to grab a little bit more, as Doran, I think he can possibly just clean up both of these if they stick around, and they're not going to. Viper sort of not going to be really dealt with here on the top side, but still, I think T1 happy with how this one's going, as the back is likely to come through. Peacemaker not quite in time. And so, still not really going to be getting too much more. This is a third dragon that's only going to spell 2 for T1. But still, HLE are going to need what's looking closer and closer like a miracle here in this game.
A crucial thing there, I think, is that Delight and Peanut not going in at the same time. Also, again, they would need a crazy fight because there's the buffs.
Yeah.
So it's actually very hard to get...
Oh dear. Viper is dead, ladies and gentlemen. Does try to do a little bit of the Valkyrie. Didn't waste the flash. That is definitely a good idea. Faker and Doran looking great here, as the Lich Bane now completed for Faker as well. Almost has his Zhonya's.
We didn't even highlight this, but like Oner, so he went for Triforce.
The good old Triforce Collector Infinity Edge.
Yeah, like his damage is going to be... he is ensuring that whoever he autos will die very quickly. I kind of love it. There's no beefiness on the enemy team. There's also, we haven't talked about it as much because we've mostly been focused around, you know, Delight, who actually is approaching barrel level, so that's something.
Yeah, he's made a real turnaround, I think.
Viper having a bit of a rough one, but also this Aatrox counter pick that just hasn't really done anything. Well, he had the flank. That was really good. That was it, unfortunately, as, oh, this is a trap waiting to be sprung.
Yep, some looming Fakers. They changed positions. Somehow it's kind of working, though, as there's a knockup. Faker is going to be sent home. Still has the Otacon buff, and they take down the Diana. As there goes Zeker as well. Zeus trying to make his way out as Viper, ace in the hole, tries to take the blast cone. The counter-strike not quite in range, as Doran just wants another leap strike, and there it goes, empowers him. And Delight is not long for the world, ladies and gentlemen. Does use the repel to create a little bit of distance. It's a nice cocoon, but it's only a matter of time before the itsy bitsy spider falls down the water spout.
Yeah, Faker with that stopwatch.
Combat?
Yeah, could be. Okay, Keria.
I don't know if Keria really
actually
wins these.
No, I actually think this is good. Like, you can just kill as long as possible. Like, you don't actually need to kill him.
Well, he is just going to flash into a cocoon and probably win. Never mind. That is a great snare.
Just leave!
Yeah, he just kills him.
All right, not even close.
Yep, well, the Baron also goes down. That is sort of the main part of this story, ladies and gentlemen. T1 securing the big buff.
I was engrossed by our 1v1.
I know. That was some Eric Doa Longquist levels of supportal combat. You love to see it.
As we see here, HANWHA Life have no choice but to check. They do not have vision and are forced to just walk into the jungle. Whichever team is going to fall behind is going to have a really tough time with this. So I think from this point, HANWHA Life probably discussing what is going to be the setup in game number 5. Game number 5 in Fearless. We are going to see some weird stuff, Atlas, and I can't wait.
We definitely already have, possibly earlier than we necessarily needed to.
Okay, yeah, we did get a LeBlanc. I kind of repressed it, the memory of it, because it was not good.
It was not. This also, level of cooking that HLE have done, they're the ones that were led into the kitchen this time, and it also didn't work out for them. So as far as this episode of MasterChef is concerned, I feel like the judges have been quite upset with how the food has been prepared
it's been
on both sides.
Yeah, it's been a consistent red side.
Yeah.
Where we're like, what if we pick this? What if we went for this crazy plan?
Well, let's just see how it does go. His interruption on the leap strike there was quite nice from Zeus, but now he finds himself on the wrong side of this one. Can he get the health back? He sort of can, actually, as he gets back over the wall. There's a 5-man ulti from Peanut. Is it going to be enough to win them the fight, though, as Oner? He's able to start these resets, but the rest of them are on the floor. HLE! They found the one window to get them back into the game. Smash trying to be the hero, but it's not enough, and Zeus cuts him down.
Can they end?
Where he stands, that's an ace, and maybe they can.
Oh no! Look!
No, I don't think so.
Look at the way. Okay, so I'm like, there are still.
There's a million turrets.
There's too many turrets.
Look at Zeka's face. He's like, that was really cool, guys. We have to do that maybe twice more.
Yeah.
I mean, that's bounty gold, though. So as far as like doing it again, they are at least going to have more money to fund it.
Yeah, I am going to guess that T1 probably are not going to be looking to 5-man stack trying to kill nature. Like, I know Peanut is the one that's, but like, credit to Zeus, man. Dodges the charm, dodges the owner stun, then gets out, and that's what sets up this play.
Oh my
5.
God.
And if you're not familiar, Diana's ult also becomes a lot more threatening the more people that she yoinks in. And Zeka is one of the most fat members. Oner desperately tries, actually gets closer than I was expecting initially.
Smash also, like, really playing the best that he can, but this was the angle. My God, Peanut.
Oh my God, Peanut, look at him as well. He knows. If they end up making it back in this game, that's the play right there.
I mean, that's POM. It's a pretty easy one. And Smash almost managing to kite it out, but not able to do so. And you can see Zeka pretty happy with how Peanut played that one.
There is still a chance that we do go to game 5.
Yeah, he's like, that's all that Diana Yasuo has to do. Let's just do that more.
There is one world where no one gets a correct prediction, which is if HANWHA life free 2.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think this game still is in a dire spot. Although at this point, the gold lead is...
I mean, it's basically gone.
It's not that big of a deal.
I think there were... So 2 turrets fell in the mid lane, so both the inner and the outer, and the bounty gold from that, I think, was what really kind of pushed HLE back. As you can see, the gold lead is still absolutely there. It's only been halved.
So, and the bigger thing for me is that I think that T1 still should be able to maintain map control, which will lead into Baron, which will lead into Soul. This Soul, honestly, is... Like, I actually think Hextech would be better. Like, I actually think that Ocean... Because these are 2 all-in compositions.
Isn't Hextech always better?
Sorry, Chemtech. I think Chemtech actually would I mean,
Chemtech got buffed.
Yeah,
by 2%.
Yeah, so Chemtech would be... I'm not going to engage with you on this. Chemtech actually, I think, would be... And obviously, Mountain would be out of this world for either. Getting the shield would be a big deal.
Delight is just going to face check. Can he repel in time? The answer is yes. Wants to avoid the damage, but what goes up must come down. And now Oner gets to be an Elise. Oh dear.
Look at that.
I feel like that was
jungle.
A bit of a fizzle though, because now T1 will have a lot of extra control. Thankfully, Delight will be back up before this Baron is really a problem.
I don't think it really matters. Like, if you look at, like, Delight's dead, but they already have control top side. So if T1 base now, then make their way over towards the Baron and start sweeping out, you were going to have to retake control anyway. They do lose the threat of Delight waiting in a brush, so I guess that's something. As Randuin's done now for Zeus, Zeka also going for very much a bruiser build.
Yeah.
As opposed to going more damage heavy, which I think in Yasuo, Diana actually makes sense. Like, I think your damage is going to be a lot lower, but you are forced. You can't really fish.
Your job is for
your job is to ult. Yeah, you really have to. And also, Viper, even though he's had a bit of a clanker of a game, is still a 4-item Corki. So as Zeka just holds them in place, Zeus can get a sweet spot, Viper can do something, then there is still a shot.
He lands a phosphorus bomb on top of all of these held in the air champions. He will definitely do a damage.
Faker also doesn't have death cap yet, which would be really big. 12 seconds here. I don't know how close he is. Haven't seen his gold for a bit. I'm also not sure how long he's been sitting on these 2.
Oh, this is a good play though. For T1, they're going to draw them towards this mid lane.
Also, because of that play earlier, no inhibs taken yet.
Nope. Oh God.
Oh, my
This
God.
game had no right to be this close.
I know, isn't it amazing?
And it's not even that close, right? It's still a 5,000 gold lead for T1. They still have a lot of control here of this top side. Smash doing a lot of damage. Doran so far. Oh, yeah, T1 certainly making this composition work. As you can see, Smash has closed the door. HLE are not allowed to enter the river. This is what you have to have around your pool. Make sure you got your fences so that no kids can go in and have some trouble, as Oner takes a lot of damage.
An outdoor pool. That's definitely... It's the Netherlands. The weather is just does not allow for such. Well, it does. Like you could, but I don't know why you would want to. You can maybe use that thing like a month, a year, if you're lucky. Unless you're like, do you like swimming in the rain?
I do. Actually, swimming in the rain is amazing. Have you ever put your head underwater whilst it's raining?
Oh, that is cool.
It's actually super awesome. As Faker, he's going to find Delight once again. Smash puts a bullet in the spider. And he's almost at barrel levels. Of course, that was a 9 on the death counter. But HLE, they're going to have to answer this. Because Baron could really spell the end. There's another one. Viper just walks into him. He is able to block the last bullet as Zeka does throw down the ultimate here. Peanut looking for Doran. Viper trying to kite him as best he can, but oh man, that lamppost is so dangerous. Oner and Zeus are fighting towards the top side, but HLE are just falling apart. And Oner now just slinks into the mist and looks to try and take down his former teammate, and he doesn't. Zeus puts him in his place, but I don't think that one really matters. Faker now looking for his shot as Zeka fighting against Doran, and Doran says, no, buddy. It's only when we're teammates that you'll be able to get the best of me. As Smash and Keria moving towards the top side just to get the work done and send us towards game number 5. Delight will respawn and a little sheepishly throw out a volatile spiderling. And T1, they're wanting a little bit more as a flash over the charm this time around. A flash for Delight as well, but that doesn't quite work out there as he wants some more supportive combat. Keria says no. He says that he just wants a game 5, and T1